Hello, everybody. I know I'm a little late. It's Saturday. Getting ready to go watch some football, but I thought I'd better do my um, power rankings for the week. Um, I'm excluding the Thursday night's game. I don't want to mess up what I was thinking ahead of that game. So we'll get right into it. 32, the Titans. 1-8, Jets. 31. Um, no, looking at the wrong page. I'm looking at last week's. The Saints are now 31. They drop a spot. Jets go up a spot. They had a bye week. They're 1-7. 29 is the Raiders. 2-6. Um, at least they gave a little effort to try to beat the Jaguars, but they failed. Um, 28 Dolphins. 2-7. Just not looking good. These teams just all belong right down here in the garbage. 27 is the Browns at 2-6. 26 we have the Giants at 2-7. They drop one spot. At 25, dropping one spot are the Commies, 3-6. 24, dropping two spots. Cowboys, 3-5-1. Just they couldn't do nothing against Cardinals, and they looked awful. 23, Bengals dropping two spots at 3-6. I just don't know. That team is got the. They're like the Cowboys. They're just like the Cowboys, just almost identical. They can put up points, but they just can't stop anybody on defense. 22, the Texans dropping 5 spots, and I hated to do this because the Texans are a good team, and they deserve more credit than they get for um, putting up a fight against a lot of really good teams. They've lost to a lot of really good teams, and they probably could have beat Denver if the quarterback doesn't get taken out, Mr. Stroud. Uh, 21, Falcons, 3-5. They dropped 5 spots. I actually thought they had a chance to beat New England, and they proved otherwise. 20, Ravens, 3-5. They move up 6 spots. Are they back? I don't know. They looked a lot better this week than I've seen them look in all the weeks I've watched them. They'll probably move up the charts because they're probably going to get a bunch of wins here. They're going to go on a streak. 19, Cardinals, 3-5. They're up 4. They're a pretty good team. I don't know if they look better with or without Kyler Murray or Bissett. Everybody's calling him Brisket. Anyway, 18, Vikings. They're up 2 spots at 4-4. They beat a division rival. You got to give them credit for that. They're fighting for it. It still is anybody's guess who's going to win that division. We'll see. 17 Panthers. They're up 2 spots. They beat the Green Bay Packers, if I remember right. They're 5-4. They look stout. They look balanced, and the defense showed up. And like that's their bread and butter. If the defense shows up and they can stop whoever they're facing on defense, they can win games. 16 is the Bears. They're up 2 at 5-3. I'm just still not convinced that they're a playoff team yet. We'll see. And then at 15, we have the Steelers at 5-3. They have not moved. Yes, they beat the Colts. They had 6 turnovers. They should have bent the Colts over and put them to bed and give them the BTA. But they only won by 1 touchdown. There's still something not right with that team, and I'm not moving them on one fluky game. 14, 49ers at 6-3. They don't move either. They beat who did they beat? Tennessee, I think. They beat a bad team. No, they beat the Giants. Bad team. I can't give you a bunch of love for that. Um, yeah. 13 is the Chiefs at 5-4. They moved down 3 spots. You got to beat these good teams. You're beating all the bad teams. That's great, but you got to beat good teams. And you might not even see the playoffs. It depends on if the Chargers crumble and fall apart like the 49ers. The Broncos are going to make playoffs. I can't see them not. I've like looked ahead at all the games, and Broncos are going to be in the playoffs. 12 is the Chargers at 6-3. They did not move. Was not a very impressive win. They beat the Tennessee Titans, and they didn't win by much. Everybody else has been like just completely dominating the Titans. I just didn't see it. I don't know the injuries, if that's a problem or what on offense, the offensive line, but injuries. I don't want to hear that excuse from anybody, nobody, because every team has injuries and everybody's suffering. You still got to figure out a way to win, and that's on the coaching, and that's on the execution of the players. 11 Jaguars 5-3. They moved down 2 only because a bunch of teams moved up. They beat the Las Vegas Raiders, and they didn't do it very convincingly. So I don't know. Are the Raiders better than their record, or are the Jaguars just? We'll see. Jaguars are a good team. Um, their only losses so far are to top tier teams, like the top of the top 5 teams. That's their only losses. So they're really not as bad as their record indicates, but they're not any better, if that makes sense. They're they just fell out of the top 10. Let's say that. Broncos move into the top 10 and move up 1 spot with 7-2. They beat the Houston, who is a good team, but they took out the quarterback, and that might have sealed the deal for them. Otherwise, I think Houston might have beat them. Bo Nix just doesn't impress me at all. He's horrible. He's garbage. You guys need a new quarterback. That's all I'm going to say. You get a good quarterback in there, you guys are going to the Super Bowl. I can tell you that right now. That's how good that defense is. Number 9, Bills. They move up 4 spots. They beat a quality opponent, the Kansas City Chiefs. Okay, are they back? They move back into the top 10. Those 2 losses really dropped them hard. You lost to the Atlanta Falcons and New England Patriots. You're gonna have to beat the Patriots to get back up there. Number 8, Packers. They drop 1. I really wanted to drop them more, but I don't know. Is there another team that's better than them? Probably the Bills are probably better, but I want to see some consistency out of the Bills. They come off a bye, they win 1 game. I'm not moving them clear up the charts like some of these crazy analysts do on TV. Like Kansas City wins 1 game. Oh, they're the best team in football. No, you got to earn your spot. Number 7, Lions moved down 1 spot. They lost to their division opponent, the Minnesota Vikings. J.J. McCarthy looked pretty good. Lions did not look great, like dominating great. There's something about this team. I'm just something's not jiving. They're not passing my eyeball test. And they may continue to slide out. I don't know. Number 6 is the Patriots, and they move up 2 spots at 7-2. Everybody's high on Drake May, and he's doing a good job. He's moving the ball. He's getting them wins, but he's making a lot of bad mistakes, and it's going to end up costing them. Eventually, they're going to have a game where they just get totally destroyed from bad decisions. And the top 5 teams right now I'm sorry, but they're dominating teams that have quarterbacks that are playing pretty damn good football. So at 5, we have the Eagles at 6-2, and they dropped a spot only because the Rams moved up the charts. Bucks at 6-2. Those two teams, I believe, had a bye. Yeah, Eagles and Bucks had a bye, and they both moved down 1. That's nothing bad for them, but they're both 6-2. They're on a bye. I'll be interested to see how they play after the bye, especially after the Eagles picked up a couple players and pulled one out of retirement. Is that defense going to be badder and scarier? I don't know. Well, we just have to see. Bucks at 4, drop 1 at 6-2. 3, Colts. They moved down 2 spots. They lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers. 6 turnovers, and you still won the game. That's or you lost the game by 1 point, by 1 touchdown. Correct? Yeah, that's right. Get my story straight here. They 6 turnovers. Who's gonna win that game? I don't know. I don't know if there's a team that could do that. I mean, Seattle had 4 turnovers on last Monday's game, and they still won. Number 2 is the Rams at 6-2. They're up 4. Completely dominated their opponent, as they should. I honestly don't know if there's another better team than them, than number 1. And that's just because of one little thing that I've noted. Number 1, Seahawks, 6-2. They move up a spot to take the number 1 spot. This team is like running on all 8 cylinders, 12 cylinders, whatever engine you want to put in them right now. They are just balling out. Nobody can stop this offense. They played some good defenses, and nobody's been able to stop them so far, except for maybe week 1 with the 49ers. And week 1 games, I mean, we could talk about New England losing to the Las Vegas Raiders and say, oh, well, they're not good because they lost to the Raiders. No. Week 1's week 1. Week 1 is still basically a preseason game where you're trying to figure out your offense, your defense, and everything else, and seeing if it works. And right now, Seattle is just balling on defense, offense, and this is why they're number 1 over the Rams. Is hello, kitty. Special teams. They've got a great special teams unit, and they're like playing lights out right now. I really can't think of anybody else who's playing better football than them all across the board. Sam Darnold has the highest efficiency right now for a quarterback. Him and Stafford's playing lights out right now. Who else? Mays from the Patriots. He's playing very high level. Who was the other one? Anyways, so that's my top power rankings, and tell me what you think. But I have my reasons. I go through a lot of information, a lot of stats. I watch film. My top 10, they're all going to get over 12 wins. I project all of them to get over 12 wins. And there's only one that I project to have 12 wins. The rest of them 13 and 14 wins. I don't see anybody being better. With that, see y'all.